name is Trevor Kyobe. I'm 19 and I play for Macclesfield as a right back for the reserves.
I'm Tyler Beck. I'm 20. I play for Macclesfield FC as a centre half.
Nice. Thanks for having me, lads. So let's get into a few questions there. Were you at Macclesfield prior to the club falling into administration? If so, what was it like to be a part of?
Obviously, it's nothing, especially as a young kid, to be around. I think I was about 18, about around then. So obviously, it's not the best thing to be around, and obviously, like especially for the community as well. Like if people supporting the club and obviously being around it, just not a good place to be around, especially if you're trying to play football and trying to like get into the first team or just start a football career. So it wasn't really the best thing to be around, to be honest.
Yeah. So did you have any I know now that the players have like a connection with the owners, like everyone's always around the club. Was it like that prior to them taking over?
What was that?
Prior to like the new owners taking over, did you know the other owners? Like were they around the club or did you not really know them?
Not really know them, to be honest. Never had a personal conversation or anything like that, or face to face, nothing really. Yeah. So no type of connection, especially from my point of view.
Tyler, were you at the club prior to the new owners, and what was it like?
So I first joined the academy when I was just turned 18, and it was, at the time, I thought it was going to be a good place to be around because obviously there was in League Two. It was a professional club. We played in the FA Youth Cup, and there was a lot of good things about the club. However, as the financial difficulties started coming through, you could see the club slowly start to separate. And for example, the owners, we never seen the owners. They were never there. They were always in foreign countries, not taking really any notice with the club. So when the bad things started happening, like the club started to go into administration and stuff, there was no security for the players, and it no one knew what was going to happen. For example, we'd go into training and we wouldn't know whether the club would be here the next day or it would be the last day we'd be training.
Yeah. Do you think that's a big, an important part of the club, having connection with people higher up?
Yeah, 100%. It brings that kind of community and that kind of family belonging. Nowadays, with the new owners, Robbie and Rob, me and Trevor, we speak to them all the time. We see them all the time. They're always around the club. They're always watching games. Robbie goes down to the under 16 games. He has his own team. He goes to the academy games. He comes to watch the reserves. He's all over the place. He goes watches the under 23s that play in Lancashire quite a lot of time in Preston. So they do a lot of travelling around, and it makes the players want to play for the club and want to play for the badge.
No, perfect. What have you thought of the rebuild of the club, and have the owners had an effect?
They've had a really big effect ever since it came in. Obviously, they started with first thing they started is just see what they can do. Really, get new facilities. They made the pitch from grass to 3G, where it can be used for other events or private side or different football events or charities and stuff like that. And obviously put on a restaurant there and also a gym, what could be used for the community. And obviously they haven't thought about just the football club, but also the community as well. So it's had a big impact for us, the football club, and also the community.
Perfect. What have you thought of the rebuild of the club and the new owners, Tyler?
Well, similarly to Trev, they've done. I don't think they've done much wrong, to be honest. They've, like Trev was saying, they're putting the new 3G, which means that anyone can play there. There's five-a-side games going on at night. There's academy during the day. There's the Savage Foundation, which is there. They've really brought the community, like Trevor was saying, together. And it's for example, you can see that in the games and the home games now. The fans have gone. I think the average attendance now is about 3,000, whereas before they were struggling to get 1,000 fans in. Yeah. And I think the new owners have brought that community back together and brought the club back to how it should be and back to its best.
Yeah, and 3,000 fans for a club like that, and the level they're playing at the minute is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're in the northwest counties, and the clubs have never seen 3,000 fans. They've never seen more than 200 fans, and it just brings that every team that comes to play against Mac, it's like the biggest game. It's like the game of the season. They're coming on a brand new stadium, a League Two standard stadium, new pitch, new facilities, and they want to prove themselves, as well as the Mac players they've got that to prove themselves against our fans, and they've got to prove that they're trying to get their club back to where they should be, back to where in League Two, and back to winning ways.
Yeah. So, Trevor, has the rebirth of the club given you more opportunity to think to progress?
Definitely has. It's gave me, obviously, as before with the situation what the club went through before. Like I didn't have any type of pathway up, especially if I stayed with Matt. But obviously, with the new owners coming in, there's obviously been a pathway for me, obviously, to progress into the first team or even higher with the opportunity to have there at the club. So it's there is a few opportunities there for me, especially, and other players who are coming through.
Yeah. Tyler, what have your pathways been like since the new owners have come in?
Oh, since they've come in, my pathways have been like unthinkable. I've gone from not having a chance really when the old owners were in. I think I played one game for the first team, which was in some friendly against Sandbach. Whereas now in pre-season, I was training pretty much the most of pre-season with the first team. I was involved in a few games. I played against Chester, FC United, against good teams and against their first teams as well. And I think that the experience that that's given me is crazy. Like I've never would have thought I would have been playing in front of fans in a stadium at this age.
Yeah, no, it's good. How do you think COVID affected your personal performance?
I would say it affected it a big time, to be fair. But obviously, I tried my best to keep match fit and obviously keep fit as just like a well-being as well. Try and do like individual training, going on runs, and if there was time, maybe just a few of my mates and just try and keep fit with them. And obviously, like with having no games, it's going to be hard trying to keep match fit. And obviously, the best thing was to do was doing stuff by yourself and keep yourself motivated.
Yeah, Tyler, what was that like for you? What was that,
Yeah, it was hard, but at the same time, it probably had a really good effect on me, and especially my performance, because I've gone from training every day, as in like with the team, to not being very motivated for about a week or so, and then a few of us got together and thought, no, let's go out and train. Let's go on and runs. Let's get some training in. We bought loads of equipment, and we trained by ourselves for a good 2 months. And during that 2 months, we could work on things that we haven't been working on in training as individuals. Whereas obviously when you train as a team, you can't just pick one individual and stick with him for the week. You've got to get the whole team involved. But training by ourselves, it means that we could work on the things that we knew we needed to work on. And then when we finally started getting back after COVID back into the games, you could see that those things that we were making mistakes when we were previous COVID, they weren't happening. And then from that, really, all of us just kind of kept stepping up, and then we're here now.
Yeah, so you think that brought you kind of closer as a team, and because it meant it gave you time to focus on what you needed as a player specifically.
Yeah, 100%. The guys that came training with us, we sometimes wouldn't even they weren't my closest friends at some points, but training over summer, it got us closer and closer and closer. And now we've got relationships now that are they're unbreakable. Do you know what I mean? Like the team chemistry now is great.
Yeah. And I'll just finish on, boys. Who do you think is the best player you've ever played with?
It's probably going to have to be Corey O'Keefe. I think he plays for Oldham now. I think he does for the first team. I play for him.
Special talent.
Yeah, definitely is. I think he scored in I think 4 goals by now. Especially he plays left back as well. So it's good to see him get especially a couple goals, especially from defence.
Yeah, no, love it, Tyler.
Well, other than yourself, I'd have to say Danny Whitaker. He's the first team manager and Macclesfield legend. And when we played with him, you could just see the experience he has and the type of player that he was when he was younger. And it's nice to watch sometimes.
Yeah. No, perfect, lads. Thank you very much for your time.
Just
for the season.